Testing.
Yes.
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 Uh, yes. Feels good, and not in the 2020 Tony way.
Movie guys, hit play, let it run. Eric Jordan, 2 takes, 1 fun, new flick, old flick, same mic, same vibe. If it's on that screen, they gon' go deep dive. Movie guys, say the word, we ride. From the big release to the late night guy, you cue it up, they keep it love. Movie guys, movie guys.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. And tonight we're talking about Scream 7. And this may be an interesting episode because I feel like half of it is going to be nostalgia and production history, all leading up to the review. I'm curious to hear what Eric has to say about it. So, Eric, how the hell are you doing?
I don't know, not too excited to talk about this movie. Like, I am, but I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. This is a long-standing franchise that has a place in all of our hearts. A lot of horror movie fans, obviously very much a fan of Scream and the Scream franchise, but we're at a point right now where we're in Fast and Furious territory, where it's getting a bit ridiculous. It's getting very ridiculous now, actually. And I don't think that they are full Fast and Furious, where they've accepted that, all right, let's go really ridiculous. Let's go stupid with this and just have fun. I think they're still trying to legitimize a lot of the motive and killers and characters when it's just like, do it, buddy. Stop. Have 5 Ghostfaces at this point. You should have a whole Manson family going at it rather than this thing where it's the usual stuff. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about it with you because you did your homework on this.
I did a lot of homework. There are a few franchises that are held near dear to my heart. We all know Aliens. I would say Terminator is in that as well. But Scream is here, right? I mean, Scream is my franchise when it comes to the horror aspect of it. This has been a part of my life since the first time it came on video. So I know this franchise very well. I know it front and back. I watched all 6 movies in a week to prepare for this review, so I'm pretty much well caught up. I have my top ranked killers, best to least ranking. I have my favorite, best to worst ranking as well. Scream is huge for me, huge, big. I don't think it is the same for you. But I'm kind of curious of what you know, the production of this. Like, what happened? How are we here?
I'm not invested.
Wonderful.
I enjoy Scream. I enjoy the franchise. I'm gonna watch, like, even if they were to make 8, 9, 10, I'm gonna watch those. I'm gonna. I just like a slasher movie, and this is always it. But it's hard. It becomes harder, to continue a story that's been beat to death over and over again. It's getting into where, okay, in the same part we can compare it, because they do in this movie, to Halloween, right? With Jamie Lee Curtis and the Scream Queen rules and eras and things like that too, where we're at a point right now where the Scream Queen Neve Campbell is the franchise flat out. Her, well, and Courtney Cox, who's still alive in this too, but she's very much secondary to Neve Campbell. So, like, to have her name in Scream is akin to having Jamie Lee Curtis in a Halloween movie. You gotta have it. It's the signature. They keep on going, and how can you make it new? How can you make it fresh and more relevant? What's the motive? Why are they doing this? It's kind of silly. Like at this point, I feel like I could just see Sidney just sighing, just go again. Okay, hold on, let me get the gun. All right, everyone, check boxes. Do this, this, and this, and this. Everyone here, and then every damn time, Jordan, it's always the kids who are just like, we should sneak out. No, they're not here. We shouldn't listen to that, to your mom, who's been through this 5 times, 6 times, or no, 4 times, 5 times. I'm losing count. She doesn't know. So it's like, no, we should, what does she know? Type of thing. And break the rules and they go out. It's so convenient to move the plot along. But again, stop doing that. Make it dumb. Get silly with it. Make it so that it's not just the boyfriend, it's the boyfriend's family, and they met the Stu's family, and they're all crazy on the crazy internet chat room, of course, during a theater class or something like that, and just make it all meld together and just get stupid with it. I guess that'd be scary movie territory then, wouldn't it?
No, it was getting to that point. So I'm of two faces of the same coin here. So production history, right? Because I figured with this review, for people that are listening, like I said in the beginning, I feel like the first half of this episode is going to be production history, the history of Scream, where we were to where we are now, and then I think it's going to come to our review. But I have been following this franchise ever since day one. So this was a production hell. The Carpenter sisters are no longer going to be followed in the Scream franchise, which I think is a detriment because I really liked what they were doing. They were doing something that you kind of hinted at that you wanted to see. They were not going to follow Sidney. They weren't going to follow Gale Weathers, right? We're going to kill Dewey, right? They were going to do their own thing. They were the Carpenter's sisters were going to do their own thing. But not Jenna Ortega, but the other one decided to be anti-Israel and gets fired the same day that she posts that on Twitter. And then all hell breaks loose. Jenna Ortega says it was scheduling conflicts, but then later her publicist said, no, if my co-star is not going to join, I'm not going to join either. Good luck. We also had other issues too. Neve Campbell was not in Scream 6 because Neve Campbell said that she feels that she's the star and she deserved to be paid more than anybody else. That's why she sat it out. So now, okay, Jenna Ortega's out. The other girl is out because of anti-Palestine, Israel stuff.
It's Melissa Barrera.
When Barrera said her thing, she's out. So we're going to come back. We got Kevin Williamson, the original writer, back because of Neve Campbell. And she said she'll only come back if he writes it and directs it. So this movie is 100% Neve Campbell. She's in complete control. This is Neve Campbell in control.
Good. Go Neve.
You know what? I won't get political.
How can you have like a Fast and Furious without Dominic Toretto?
Okay,
right?
Okay, so I will not get political, but I think it's BS that an actor or an actress goes on Twitter and says something that people don't like, so they lose their job over it. Because
sure,
after 5 kind of revived the franchise. 5 was good. Scream 5 2022 was decent. You and I both liked it. And then Scream 6 kind of didn't like it, kind of was okay, but it was going in a different direction. It was going away from the legacy characters. We were getting new characters.
I agree with you completely. I know that you don't want to get political, but this has not been a new thing. Actors alike have said things that are a little off color or anything, whether it be political or not political, that the studio says, no, you are an image, you are a face to a investment that is worth millions of dollars, and if you jeopardize that in any way, we're going to pull the plug on you. Whether it be someone like her, Melissa Barrera, or someone like Rachel Ziegler that have said a lot of confusing things, or someone that like who's another one, Armie Hammer, Arnie Hammer, whatever, who said his weird cannibalism stuff, right? Like it happens, and I agree with a lot of actors, seasoned actors. Who was the one that said it recently? I think it was Josh Duhamel, who is that A-lister, right? Sarcasm. Where he said that that actors shouldn't be political. You shouldn't be saying this. You shouldn't be doing this. And to an extent, I agree. You're allowed to do your thing, Mark Ruffalo, and speak on whatever thing that you want, but you're doing it at a risk. You don't just represent yourself in this business. You're wearing the projects that you are in with you. You're wearing that on your sleeve there, and that's an investment type of thing. If you're a Leonardo DiCaprio and you win an award and you talk about how we got to save the whales and the environment is a thing, okay, sure. That's okay, cool. Yeah, we got you right there. It's not really controversial. That's just kind of liberal Hollywood, right?
Sure.
But if you are going and wearing pins and you're doing a whole kind of movement, whether it be political or to something else like Oscars So White, then be prepared for backlash. Not everyone's going to agree that is controversial for a reason. Some things obviously like a Me Too movement maybe are a bit different because that's something within the industry itself that needs to get cleaned up. But that's a different topic. We're digressing here.
What I'm trying to say is that I am agreeing with you, because having the legacy characters coming back is something that you don't necessarily want to have happen. So having the Carpenter sisters taking over 5 and 6 and going to be 7 in a new direction is something that I was interested in doing. Right? I was tired of Neve Campbell, tired of Courtney Cox. I thought they were going to do 5, 6, and 7 what they did with Star Wars. I thought they were going to, in 5, they kill Dewey. In 6, they kill Courtney Cox. In 7, they kill Neve finally. Right? That's what they kind of did with Star Wars. That's what I was hoping that they would do, because we need to go on to the New Blood. That didn't happen. Neve Campbell came back. She got producer credit. She got script approval. She said she'll only do the movie if Kevin Williamson wrote and directed the movie. This is a Neve Campbell project, and when it comes to money, she's right when it comes to money, because this is the most profitable Scream movie of all time. Opening weekend was $60 million domestically.
Nice.
They're already in pre-production for Scream 8.
All right.
And based off of the idea that Neve Campbell pitched to the studio, they liked it. They're going for it. This movie was made for $45 million, and it grossed 60 just in the U.S. opening weekend. This movie is the biggest box office opening of a Scream movie of all time.
Get at it. All right. I already told you, I'm going to be there for a Scream 8. I'm watching it. I know you are too.
Yes, I'm watching it. Going into this, though, I cannot give my ranking of the killers or the movies, because that kind of will show my hand, right? But
so Scream 7.
Yeah.
We all know what the deal is. We all know what's going on here. We get an opening kill, which was pretty cool. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Besides where the plot goes and everything, it's probably 2 or 3 top, right? Like, it's pretty cool.
After that, after the opening kill and the title card, we cut to Sidney at Pine Grove, Indiana, because it opens in Woodsboro, California at Stu's house, and it cuts into Pine Grove, where she is married to Joel McHale, and she's got a daughter. She has other kids too, which they have a nice little blip, but they're staying with Grandma and Grandpa. And she is running a coffee shop with her friend or whatever. And she's married to the chief of police, Joel McHale. And the other daughter is a teenager, Tatum, right? Named after Rose McGowan's character.
At the same age,
Scream 1.
at the same age that Cindy was in the first movie. And I stand corrected. Off air, I told you that Joe McHale's character was Patrick Dempsey, and upon further research, he's not the same character as Patrick Dempsey. Patrick Dempsey is no longer mentioned. So Joe McHale is a new character.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Good for you, Joel McHale. Yeah. So, anyway, we cut to that. At this point, where you already get to see Nev and you get to see the daughter,
Right.
and you get to see Joel McHale as well too. I'm taking this as like, okay, I know what to expect. I know what's going on here. That means every person that they're going to show for the next 20 or so minutes, lock it in the bank, because anyone that's speaking is a suspect.
Right.
This person. Oh, the friends. Oh, they got 2 friends. Oh, they're going over here. Oh, the drama teacher. Oh, the coffee shop. All the patrons that are coming in. Weird look guy here. Neighborhood teen here. These are all people, if they're talking, which is actually kind of funny because the guy in the coffee shop didn't speak and he ends up being a killer. But yeah, the third one of the 3 there. Anyway, you know what I mean. This is how the game goes.
Right, but I don't want...
You're watching and you're trying to be like, okay, is it going to be that person, that person, that person?
Okay, so I don't want to, like, just completely go past the opening kill, though, right? Because that's what the Scream movies are about, is the opening kills.
Sure.
Okay, look, we know what the killers are as we are recording this, right? But I want you to take who the killers are out of your head and just have this opening just as this opening. And it's I mean, top number 1 is always going to be the first one. But, I mean, this is top 2, top 3. I like this setup. I like that it is an Airbnb. I like that the owner of the Airbnb calls and plays Ghostface games. I like that it's Stu's house. Like, I really dig this idea. I like that there are Ghostface throughout the house, right? I just kind of like this murder mystery theme to where Ghostface comes, kills the boyfriend. Who cares about boyfriend? But girlfriend got it good. And I thought it was a very clever. There's one great positive thing about this movie that I will say, and that this, out of all the movies, has the most creative kills. This is
okay.
Very, very clever, right? I'd really enjoy it, right? So she's in Stu's house in the beginning, the girlfriend. They're there for the Airbnb. Ghostface is on the ground on the first floor. She's dangling over him 2 stories up with a chandelier, and then she eventually falls, loses her grip, and when she's falling midair, Ghostface turns around and she falls on the knife. That's great. We have not seen that in a Scream movie before. That's awesome. It was fun. It got you into it, right? And then Ghostface starts setting the house on fire and then sets her on fire, which we've never seen before either. She burns to death and walks out with Stu's house on fire. Now, throughout the rest of this movie, I would say this opening is BS, and it makes me angry.
Sure, I agree with that, and I'm glad you liked the opening kills. I thought it was mid, to say the least. Hear me out on this, Jordan. I feel like the opening kill, and frankly the rest of the movie, actually played like one of the stab movies from one of the earlier Scream Scream 4, maybe.
Okay. That's a very interesting point. Like, okay, how about this? Showing my hand. I seen this movie twice to prepare for this. I saw this movie last night for the first time, and if we recorded as soon as I press stop, this would be a different review. I mean,
Sure.
I would never let you speak. I would be pissed off.
Okay.
Like, I was physically angry. Right? Like,
Yeah.
just what happened. But I decided today, before we got in this review, to kind of check it out again. And be like, okay, is my reaction justified? And watching it over again, this opening is cool. Sydney moving to Indiana does not bother me. That's fine. Having her have other children and we're only following the youngest, Tatum. Okay, you want to name her after Rose McGowan? Fine. She has a type. Police, clearly. Patrick Dempsey, now Joe McHale, right? She has a type of police chiefs. Fine. Completely fine.
Yeah.
What I don't like, after seeing this twice, is the motivations of the killer, because I think that is the big thing. And they have never really hit nail head on the coffin since the first movie. Do you remember the second movie? If you don't, that's fine. What
I remember it. I was in the theater for it.
the pattern of the killer they said in the second movie? They're like, oh, he's the killer. He's killing people in the order that they died in the first Scream. It's like, okay. And then the third movie, it was a movie based on a movie. So it was like the killer is killing them based off how they die in the movie. But there's 3 different drafts. So who is he killing next? It's just been it's been very muddy ever since the first movie.
Sure. And I will say that I think a lot of the charm of the sequels, at least the 1, 2, 3, maybe even the 4, but definitely 1, 2, 3, the original trilogy, is that there is a awareness and a meta that it plays off of, right?
Sure.
That in this world, that in 2, isn't that when they make a stab movie?
Yeah, stab one.
Because Jada Pinkett goes in, was it Omar?
Omar Epps, man.
Omar Epps? Yeah. They go to the theater, and yes, that opening, and she gets killed and dies in front of the theater. But yeah, like, that is a movie based off of a fictional stab movie based off of Scream 1, of the events that happened in Scream 1. And I feel like, obviously, it keeps on going, that every time a Scream movie happens, a new stab movie happens as well.
Right.
I like that in this world, in the Scream world, Screamiverse, I guess, that everyone is very knowledgeable on the scary movies that exist in our world and the rules that come with it as well, too. Randy was such an awesome character, right? Because we got the movie rules for the most part.
Wow.
And I think that the twins in Scream, was it 5 and 6?
5 and 6, yes.
And now 7, were cool to have because they were basically Randy without being Randy. I think it's kind of funny now that they're getting stabbed in every movie.
Which makes sense.
So they just, yeah, why not? But
the rules.
Yeah, it's getting a little.
Well, we have rules.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Go with the rules. Yes.
So Scream 5 was considered a requel, right? Where it's a sequel, but we're going to remake it. Requel.
Because it was just called Scream, right?
It was just called Scream, but Scream 5, yeah. But so this one allegedly is called Scream 7, and then for the rules they call this the legacy cut, meaning that this is like a legacy whatever. Rule number 1, the killer is superhuman. Stabbing and shooting him, you must destroy the body completely. Rule number 2, anyone can die. No legacy character, including Sidney, is safe. The past returns.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Everything you thought you knew about the past, killers, and events is flawed. And then there's the rules of 3. Since this could be the final part of a new trilogy, the rules of Scream 3 Superhuman Killer Trilogy End often apply. So, those are the rules of this movie. So, Sidney is married, lives in Indiana. That it just shows me that people in Hollywood are like, what's a state that nobody knows about? Oh, Indiana. And she's married to Joe McHale, and they have multiple kids, and Tatum is one of them. I'm sorry. A little weird that she calls her kid Tatum. A little weird. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's a little...
Well, like, okay, calling her kid Tatum or, like, keeping her old clothes from that era kind of thing. Like, she's clearly holding on to those events in previous events. And I don't know if that's like a thing where she's just accepting that she is the Scream Queen, that she's the OG, and she's just like, okay, I might as well just tattoo it on my body and carry it with me, rather than trying to move past it and pretend like it's not going to define me. Change her name, right, and try to make a life of what you have, not live the life that was that before you.
Which is silly, because in Scream 4, Sidney is a New York Times bestseller author. Her face is everywhere in the beginning of Scream 4. So for her to move to Indiana to become Sidney Evans and nobody allegedly knowing who she is completely ridiculous. But that, again, just shows you what Hollywood thinks of the Midwest. Nobody in Indiana knows. What's Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, they just...
Erie, Indiana. I know that from a TV show.
We get our suspects, right? So we got Tatum. We got her boyfriend. That is...
Hoosiers. We did Hoosiers. Hey.
We did do Hoosiers. Tatum, her boyfriend, even to the end, still screamed killer to me. We got the friends, right? And we got Ghostface chase after Sidney. Everybody wants Matthew Lillard, Stu, to come back. And we get him coming back in an AI video to Sidney, scars on his face. Eric, I know you don't love this franchise as much as I do, but did you want Stu to be in this? I mean, like, did you actually want the real Stu?
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't think I would have cared either way. I think that knowing what I know now, having Stu back would make more sense than what we got with the killers. I like that the Randy twins. Can we just call them that?
Sure.
His niece and nephew twins.
We call them Randy twins. Yeah, right now.
We're basically quick to go, no, that's too obvious. No, it's too obvious. Oh, unless that's intentional kind of thing. Calling out like, oh, it's the boyfriend. You're trying to really play detective as to who's the killer type of thing. And even Sidney and, what's Courtney Cox's character? Gail. We're trying to piece it together. Like, okay, get the band back together. Let's do this all over again. All right. Suspects, who is this? It could be this, could be this. Stu's back. Oh, well, unless he isn't. Well, but he is. Maybe they didn't find him in the morgue. His body was never, tagged, or those papers are missing, or maybe they were destroyed, or maybe he was never there. And I feel like, okay, make it like that. Make it just like a complete obvious thing, because the entire time I'm still guessing. People are still guessing because if it's so obvious, people are going to be like, no, it can't be that obvious. Can't be that obvious. So having Stu, bringing him back would be the obvious. The not so obvious would be a second or third killer that's working with Stu. If you give them a reason. So bring Stu back for his revenge kill, because he's still crazy, because he went into the loony bin and whatever that story is. But having the second or third killer be the drop, be the mystery, be the reveal, I like that route.
I do. So, Ghostface breaks into Nev Campbell's house. Her and Tatum play cat and mouse. Joe McHale is theirs too. Great.
Hold on. We forgot about the first kill.
No.
Second kill? Third kill? The theater.
The theater.
Yeah.
That's right. Right. Where Tatum's. That's actually was a clever kill, right? So like one of Tatum's friends, like Tatum is in a play just like her mom was in college, and one of her friends was like this floating butterfly thing, right? And eventually Ghostface gets her, she's floating up in the air, and then he puts his knife up and he guts her like that. That was fun.
Yeah, well, not just any friend, but McKenna Grace.
Who's that?
Jordan, man, I don't know if you're joking or not sometimes.
I'm not joking.
She's got the golden headphones.
Oh my God, the girl that got gutted has golden headphones?
Yeah, I think she's had the golden headphones actually.
Oh my God, okay.
And she'll get it again. She might get the second golden headphones actually.
Never happened. Diamond headphones? Okay, what have we done?
Okay, so she's been in the Ghostbusters reboots. However many of them are there, right?
Okay.
The Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Afterlife. Is it just those two right now?
Is she the nerd?
She's Egon's daughter niece thing.
Didn't even recognize her because I'm used to her being with that short little curly head bob with the glasses. I didn't even recognize her.
She's in The Haunting of Hill House. She's in Twisters, the new one. She dies in that one, by the way, too.
Oh, okay.
She's in Captain Marvel. Do we do Malignant?
Why isn't she Tatum then? She seems like she's a bigger star. Yes, we did do Malignant.
Yeah. So these are all movies that we had done, and we're about to do Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which she's also in.
Why does she...
Among others. Because I think she's... Okay, so she's a new Hollywood it girl right now. She has been working, dude. She's in a lot of stuff. Obviously, not just the ones that I had mentioned, but there's many other TVs and movie projects that are involved that she's in as well too. Tanya, Ready Player One. Anyway,
she's Egon's.
Yes.
Really? That nerd?
She's the girl with she's the nerd in the new Ghostbusters reboot.
Wow. Doesn't even look like her in this movie. Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's also, as of late, gotten a bit of a Hollywood makeover, right? Some blonde kind of done up hair, a lot more makeup. Anyway, a glam up, if you want to call it that, right? She's got a lot of projects in the oven right now too. They're going to be coming out as well. So again, you're going to see a lot more of her. I don't mind this, by the way, too, that she's kind of got like the Sean Bean thing going, where she's going to be in a movie, she'll do her part, and then she gets killed off.
No, I don't mind it either. I'm gonna have to go back for the third time I watch this movie because I didn't even know that was her. It doesn't even look like her from Ghostbusters. Good for her. Looks great.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, a bigger projects that she has coming up. And no, I'm not just talking about Paw Patrol. I am talking about she's the new Daphne in Scooby-Doo.
Okay, I can see that in this movie. All right.
and she will be a big part in the new Hunger Games.
I can see that too in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that she's got a lot more coming up there too. But
Okay.
I mean, if she's not doing a live action in front of the camera, then she's doing a voice behind the camera.
I would.
Yeah, sky's the limit for her. So I think we're going to see more of her. So
Well, good. She has the diamond headphones. Congratulations. You'll never return our calls. Um,
or maybe she will. It doesn't seem like she said no to a project yet.
movie guys podcast. What? Sure, I guess. Okay. Oh, great. Okay, great. So she gets gutted. But I will say, and I said it a second ago, this movie has the best kills in the entire franchise. I mean,
I laughed at that kill.
Yeah, Ghostbuster Girl is floating back and forth. Ghostface is stabbing her every so once, and then eventually just has the knife and guts her. Great, right? To where Ghostface is at the house and with going against Nev Campbell and her daughter.
He kills the techie too. By the way,
Nobody cares about that guy.
Slits his throat. I'm just saying we're at 4 bodies right now.
I think that's the most that we had in the first movie. Ghostface is at the house, up in the attic, right? We get some good stuff, right? We get some good stuff that Nev Campbell has a panic room. Of course, Sidney would have a panic room, right? That Tatum doesn't even know exists in the house. She's like, what is this room,
Yep.
Mom? And they're crawling through the walls, all this great stuff, to where they escape the house. Ghostface gets ran over, which was the first time in this franchise, right? It's like, oh my God, Ghostface got ran over and killed by Courtney Cox, who was supposed to be dead in the last movie. She's back.
Yep.
And she's
on a hunch.
She's joined there with the team of, what'd you say? The Randy what? Randy siblings?
The Randy twins. They are Randy's niece and nephew. Uncle Randy.
And the Randy twins he is the video guy. She is trying to be a Gale Weathers, but Gale Weathers won't let her be a Gale Weathers. And nobody believes that this is the real Ghostface at this time, right? Like, who is this guy? They unmask him. It is a guy that looked at Sidney weird at the coffee shop. So there is somebody else out there at this point, right?
Yeah. So this is where Detective Sidney and Gale come in, because they try to do a background on this guy. Oh, that's the guy I saw at the coffee shop. Oh, he has no motive or affiliation to do this or that. So, like, okay. Oh, he was an attendee at the psych hospital that's 2 hours away. And Gale's trying to push and be like, all right, well, we gotta do it. You know what to do. We gotta start doing detective stuff.
Which is what I hate.
Sidney didn't want to do it. Sidney at first was saying, I think at first she was trying to get her go bag and tell Tatum and her husband, Mark, to go. So, I've seen this before. We go. The longer we stay around here, the more people die, and we just got to go.
Right.
So,
but
she was too late. So
she goes with her, and this becomes one of the plot points that really irritates me. Sidney and Gale go to the mental hospital. They find a very friendly orderly, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, this was the guy who tried to kill you. This was his room, And they're like, okay. And they're like, hey, have you seen this guy? Which is a screenshot that Sidney took of Stu. And he's just like, oh, yeah, that's John. She's like, who? He's John Doe. He came here. He was a drifter. I'm like, okay. I don't know. I mean, like, that plot point is just there to just throw you off the case, right? It's just like, obviously, that story makes logical sense. So why wouldn't it be him, right? It was Stu. He was a drifter. He stumbled upon a mental institution. He became friends with somebody else and trained somebody else to be a killer. That makes sense. but it was so clean. It was so clean. It was so unbelievable.
I will give myself some credit here. Not often do I make a correct guess with these movies. You and HR are much better at doing that than I. A lot of times I'm just along for the ride, but I'll make an incorrect guess 9 times out of 10. Even more than that. I got this one right. Soon as Marco, as his name, came up on screen, I said, that's the killer. I knew that one. And the reason why is because I recognized who the dude was. That's Ethan Embry. And it was more and more as this movie went on, and you had the twins, Mindy and Chad, by the way, are their names, talking about how there's this nostalgia. It's the nostalgia grab. And I was like, okay, Ethan Embry, even more and more, telling me that it's nostalgia. That's the guy. That's the 90s actor that I know. And I was like, he's the killer for sure.
Who's Ethan Embry?
Ethan Embry. Let's pull up his rap sheet, if you will. He has been in a lot of stuff, but more notably, you would know him from his probably teen comedy, Can't Hardly Wait. That's probably the big one that a lot of people are going to know him on. I know him from, not personally, but from Empire Records. That's the big one. He's been in a lot of other projects as well, too. That Thing You Do, a lot of other TV shows. I remember him in another 90s movie called A Far Off Place, where kids get stranded. These are all, like, he was kind of a big teen actor in that era of the 90s. I think his one that a lot of people also might know, not just from Vegas Vacation, which was a great role from him, but also from Disturbing Behavior. So these are just a lot of his roles right here. I'm stalling everyone because Jordan's went to the bathroom, and usually he would be reacting at this point, but as you can tell, his zipper got stuck, so I have to kind of drag this on a little bit more and just give the movies of Ethan Embry in the 90s. So until he comes back and I have to repeat all the movies that he's been in, I'll just have to stall for more time. I was happy that he was in this movie.
Who was he in National Lampoon's Vacation?
Rusty.
Which one?
Rusty Griswold. Vegas Vacation. He was the kid that Clark Griswold's son that won all the cars in Vegas Vacation.
That's who this is?
Yes.
Oh my God, he's aged horribly. Okay, so he was a get? Was he a get? Was that supposed to make?
No, he's not. He's an actor that was just big in the 90s. Did you hear all the movies I said?
Yes. Yes, I did.
So Can't Hardly Wait. Disturbing Behavior, probably the big ones that maybe our high school generation would recognize him from.
Okay, so you've seen The Orderly as...
White Squall.
Okay, so when you see him as The Orderly, knowing this history that I didn't know, you're like, okay, that guy's the killer.
Yeah, he is an actor that is definitely not going to be in a small part. You don't hire him just to kind of be in the background and not be a bigger part in this movie.
Sounds
I'm not
like
trying
you
to say
do.
that I'm not trying to say that he's a get, but I feel that someone who is like that, who is familiar, is not going to be. Does he have the golden headphones?
I hope he doesn't.
He was in Harold and Kumar.
I don't know who he was. Okay, so he is Rusty in Vegas Vacation.
Yeah.
Wow. Night and day difference. I can see it, but okay. So you predict that it's that is The Orderly. Then the movie twists to where all the friends, including Tatum, all meet up at whose bar? One of the kids' parents owns like a chicken wing B-dubs bar, right? In the middle of it.
Kind of convenient, right? That all the people here just like Chloe, I think Tatum's friend, the one who didn't die,
Mm-hmm.
is the one who owns, or maybe her parents own the bar.
And
so they go there.
You said off air that you were having an issue with the they were having a curfew. You were like, oh, they have a curfew in this movie. What the hell? And it's like, I believe it for Midwest America. Sure, right? This is a small, less than 1 million person town, right? They're saying, hey, everybody, stay home, watch your Netflix. There is a Ghostface killer on the loose. Oh, okay, I'm not going to go to the local store. I'm just going to stay home and drink my Busch Light. I believe that.
I certainly don't.
I liked everything in this bar.
We know how that's gonna. No, there's gonna be some. Obviously, we all know their political affiliation. They're gonna go out there, but you can't tell me what to do, and they're gonna come strapped. They're gonna go to the bar with. I got my Glock here, and I got my 9 here, and you can come and take it from me, Ghostface killer. Come on and get it. They always have an accent. I give them an accent. And for some reason, they're going to be wearing Oakleys as well, too. You know the type.
Why don't you just say the word that I want you to say for all these years?
Crackers?
Yee.
No, I'm not going to say that.
You will. One day.
I'm not going to say that. No, but they're in the region where they would say that.
They would. I actually liked everything from this bar scene. I liked how the stupid plot point of Gail's like, hey, Sidney, let's get you on national television to talk about, your history with Ghostface. This is the interview I've been waiting for 30 years. And like the kids see it. I don't care about the interview. I care about the kids. Like, I really did like everything here. I liked how they're all in one place, kind of made it like a haunted house kind of a thing. I like how Ghostface was there. And you do not like this. I do.
We see it in
It's okay.
all of these movies.
It's
man.
okay.
Every single one of these movies.
Right, but you're
so
not
the
here.
curfew is applied
Yeah.
for everyone,
Right.
except for Sidney's daughter, who is convinced by the other people that, hey, you know that curfew that the entire rest of the town is taking a part in right now and closing down early? We should ignore that.
Right,
We
'cause
should
they're
go out
teens.
and do it ourselves type of thing. I get it. It's a movie, sure, but it's just cliche to the point.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm serious. I mean, like, you don't have to agree with me, but that's okay because what we're here to see now, right, is the ridiculous kills. These kids get killed. I mean, dude, the best kill in the so far in the franchise is the kid getting stabbed, forgotten about, and then he gets picked up and he gets his head skewered through a beer tap and beer goes through his mouth. Like, that is a great kill.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
I mean, like, that is a great kill. And I'm curious on who did it. Since we know who the killers are, I'm curious on who's the one that did that kill.
Well, I think we know. We can kind of assume.
No, we don't, because there was no reaction. Oh, okay, hold on. So I have a theory about that. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, you hold. You want to go and spoil it?
I'm just saying.
I mean, like, I liked all this bar stuff. I thought it was fun. I thought it was silly. I thought it was slapstick. I'm not saying this movie's great. I'm just saying, like, I thought this part was good. What I found annoying was, which he seems guilty, is that Tatum goes to the Jeep with her boyfriend, and then she sees an iPad of him mimicking Stu's moves. And he's just like, oh, no, that's not me. And she's clearly, this is you, bud. And like beats him over the head. I was like, for the first time in this franchise, I was like, you go, girl. Like, I believe you. I mean, that was
Sure.
right. And then we get this small town USA. She's running through the streets. She's screaming for help. Nobody cares. Nobody's helping her, right? And then
Oh, they're all curfew.
they're all curfew. They're gonna listen. They're drinking their Busch Lights. They're hanging out. And this is where Sidney leaves the production studio, right? She's no longer doing her interviews. Now Gail's out of the picture. And she is watching her security footage, which does not look like any security footage ever, on how to direct her daughter to survive Ghostface. There was a fan theory on Reddit that I read that was very interesting. That this is somebody's opinion, and I'm curious on what you think.
Sure.
So this doesn't happen. This does not exist. But a fan theory. What if Sidney herself was ghost-faced and she saw herself running and trying to help her daughter, but she really wasn't? Because it makes, and their reasoning behind it is because it makes no sense. Because why couldn't she get into her SUV? She has her keys in her pocket. She ran out to her SUV. She tried to unlock it. She couldn't unlock it, so she runs. Why? Right?
Yeah.
And she's...
Oh, no, because Gail drove.
Was that Gail's car?
I'm just assuming.
Okay.
I don't know if it was her or... I that's what I thought.
Okay. Well, that was just an interesting fan theory that I read. Is like, what if Gail was actually a killer? This part was fun too, right? Where it's like Sidney is watching the security footage and telling her daughter, hey, the gun's in the safe. The killer's right here. Pull the trigger now, right? It's all this fun stuff. To eventually where her daughter gets kidnapped and Ghostface is like, hey, home is where the heart is. Come to the house. We're going to figure this out. And before the movie was released, we got told that Stu was coming back, that Dewey was coming back, that Mrs. Loomis was coming back, that even Sidney's brother Roman was coming back. So Sidney goes back to her house and sees all these AI-generated killers from the past. Was this fun for you at all? At all to see these people?
I think it was fun. Yeah. Like...
No,
it's the nostalgia part of it. I get that. I feel like maybe it could have been done a bit differently, but not without rewriting a good chunk of the movie.
I agree with you on that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like maybe it was something that like Stu, let's assume that Stu's back in here as the killer, not an AI Stu, right? That he's back in it, and we can talk about maybe who his partners would be later on, because I feel like that can kind of be up in the choice or up in the air of whatever. Maybe somebody he met, maybe someone from her past, maybe a new character, whatever. But it could have been something where Stu was going down the memory lane of these people of the past, of something like, oh, this is what I missed, or really just trying to mess with her. But something in there. And obviously I'm just kind of brainstorming without a thought here to I'm trying to kind of get the flow, the thought process going here a little bit, rather than it just being these quick little little one-liners of somebody messing with her. Hey, Sidney, remember me? No,
Okay.
Sidney, remember me? Let's make a movie together. It's me, your brother. But it was fun.
It was fun.
It's fun. I feel like though. Oh, you know what? Here's a good idea. If you're bringing Stu back as AI and leading him in to be the killer and having him make these phone calls or these video calls over and over again with these AI, which again, I don't think you need that. I think you could do it somewhere else where you could have someone video calling as one of those people every single time.
Sure. I would
So,
agree. Yeah.
First time it's Stu calling back, like, hey Sid, type of thing, and really doing the taunt. And he's like, I have a surprise for you, kind of a thing. And then the next call is Roman, right? Or the next call is Dewey. And you have, the killer has all this AI knowledge and only uses Stu to taunt, doesn't use any of the other ones. Why not use Billy?
Right. Well, we can't use Billy because, the Carpenter sisters. We can't talk about that anymore.
Yeah, but you can bring back Skeet.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's just true. He would like to have a paycheck. So the killers are revealed. We've been holding it close to the vest here. So the killers are revealed. So Sidney goes to the house. Tatum her daughter is tied up, duct taped, by the pool, back of the house. Also, too, we didn't talk about this, but Joe McHale got stabbed to hell by the killers, so he's clinging on dear life. They bring him out.
And Chloe dies too, and the boyfriend dies too.
Everybody dies.
So everybody dies except for the Randy twins, and except for Tatum
and Gail.
And Gail is just kind of left at the studio.
Yeah, she never comes back until the end. So the killers are Gail's next door neighbor and the orderly.
Yeah, the neighbor who we see in the beginning of the movie, by the way, because her son, who is the creepy guy and who really likes crime podcasts, which I got a lot of vibes from I Know What You Did Last Summer, because they did that with who was it? Whatever. Gabriette was going into whatever town that was again, and because she's does a crime podcast, and I don't know, we've seen that before. We've seen it in Terrifier as well too, right?
It's true. So this is where I'm going to start my ranking a little bit.
We do a true crime podcast. We could really use, and it's just like really. Well, I've seen this in 2-3 other movies now.
Yeah, that's true because they did in Halloween 2018. This is where I'm going to start my ranking. These are the worst Ghostface killers in the franchise, which is a very close second to the killers in Scream 6. But this is our PG-13 rating here. This is shitty. This is her neighbor's motive. And I watched this twice. Her motive is, Sidney, you were an inspiration to me. And when you did not go to New York, you are no longer an inspiration to me. So now I'm going to start killing. I killed my husband to get out of a bad relationship. I wandered to a psychiatric hospital. I meet the orderly. Him and I become cool. And now he's going to help me. This is terrible. From the guy who wrote the first 2 movies, this is what he comes up with?
It's only fitting that the guy who created it is the same guy that kills it.
George Lucas. I mean, I'm offended at this point. I'm not upset that it's not Stu. It's just this is a terrible explanation. They can't do what happened in 4 because the killers in 4 were like, hey, we want to remake the first movie because we want to be you. That's kind of cool. The killers in Scream 5 is, hey, we embrace what happened, so we're going to kill you. This movie's just like, hey, you know what? You didn't show up for Scream 6, so now we're upset. And the orderly, he says that he used to be a high-tech guy at Google. How does how's a tech guy at Google somehow become an orderly at an Indiana hospital is beyond me.
Because of plot, Jordan.
Okay.
The same reason why someone who lives in Indiana would go to Woodsboro, California, to kill 2 people and then drive back to Indiana to start a killing spree.
I agree. You said that off air, and I totally agree. Like, I separated the opening because I thought it was really cool, but seeing the end of this movie, it doesn't make any logical sense. They just use Stu for AI purposes. Why go to Woodsboro, California? Why randomly attack 2 random people? That's not the Scream MO, right? Like, the Scream MO is that you never attack random people. There's always like a connection.
I agree. And I get the reason why the killer or killers would go to Woodsboro, to that Stu's house, and do that because they want to get the I guess impression that Stu's alive and this is his doing. But if you're going that far, if you're doing all those steps, if you're doing that, you might as well just bring Stu back at this point.
Right. But the point that pissed me off the most was, if I were to rewrite this, they even say, like, the killers, right? Like, her neighbor in the order, like, oh yeah, like we killed the kids at the bar. Like, the mom does not bat an eye that her son had arguably the greatest, most brutal death in the entire franchise. Gets picked up, puts on a beer tab spike, like, that was brutal, with his head.
Yeah.
It was brutal, right?
That was very brutal. And she's just kind of like, oh, well, that's what happens.
This is where I would have done if me and you would have had the power to rewrite it. I would have said, okay, this is the crap that we're giving. What about this? Let's do something different for Scream. What if the neighbor killer, the mom, is like, well, I didn't kill the kids at the bar, and the order is like, oh, I did. I got a little stabby, when I did this to your son. And she'd be like, what did you do? And then they turn on each other. That would be good.
Okay.
I would like that. She's like, whoa, hold on. You did what to my son? You didn't just shoot my son. You picked his head up and you put him on a spike slowly so he felt every inch, and then beer came out of his mouth? Well, you're dead. I mean, like, that's how you would rewrite that, right? But no, she's just like, all the kids are dead at the bar because my son was becoming too much like his father. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a terrible line. And then immediately, the movie knows that the orderly sucks. We know the orderly sucks because Sidney grabs a gun, shoots the orderly in the head. He's dead. And then we get a cat fight because that's what this franchise is becoming now, which is fine, but still, though. And eventually to where Tatum and Sidney join hands together, grab guns, and just blow the neighbor's face off, literally. These are the worst killers in the entire franchise. This
you know what?
Bad.
I almost would be like less let down if Stu came back and there was another one of Billy's relatives. You have Billy, you have Billy's mom, you have his kid or daughter?
Just one daughter.
Just one daughter. The weird love child, which was already a stretch, right? But we don't want to cut that off a little bit. But I don't know, have Stu come in and like have the orderly be like Stu's brother or something?
Yes, go crazy with it because at this point it makes no sense.
Yeah, may as well just kind of do that where, I'm Stu's older brother, and I've been watching this entire time, and I made sure that, when the scene of the crime, that, he wasn't burned, that we moved him, and that he survived, and I took care of him, and yeah, all for you, Sidney. We've been watching, we've been taking close care, and might as well just do that. Make it something completely off the wall, random. I don't know.
Why not?
Have Stu's mom. You had Billy's mom in there. Make it Stu's mom.
Why not? I mean, she makes the most sense, right? Because Stu even said in the first movie that he's just doing it because of peer pressure. He's far too sensitive. right? I mean, like, and Roman, the killer of three, Sidney's brother, said that he recruited Billy, and that Billy needed to recruit somebody else to be the fall guy. Roman says that in part
Oh,
3, whereas like Stu was supposed to be the fall guy. If Billy was gonna get caught, Stu is so stupid that he would have been the guy that was gonna get caught, and Billy would not. So it's
there
like
you go.
I like that aspect. For me, I I've been thinking about this all day, man. So I just kind of want to say it because I don't know when I'm ever gonna say it again. Because Scream 8's gonna happen, and we'll see what happens in that review. But for me, ranking wise, right, best movie / killers. I don't know if you want to play with it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But Scream 1 always wins. Number 2 best movie and killers would definitely be Scream 4.
Okay.
I really like the idea of it's Sidney's cousin and they're remaking the first movie, but they're remaking it so that her cousin would be the new Sidney. Like I just like that, especially when when her cousin goes all like Edward Norton Fight Club and just beats herself up to make it look like, like a crime scene. That,
Yeah.
that was great. So Scream 1, Scream 4, I would say 2 and 3, 5 and 6. This is the worst Scream movie so far. When it comes to story, when it comes to killers, when it comes to kills and brutality, this is the best Scream movie in the franchise. I mean, this is pretty violent, right? Like when they're in the streets and Tatum is running away, and then she finds her boyfriend, and then Ghostface just grabs the knife and just starts stabbing him in the gut multiple times. Very brutal, right? And not once in a Scream movie had we had somebody's head get picked up and put on a beer tab spike. Like that was great. So the kills in this were really good. This movie had the best kills, but this was the worst movie in the franchise. Popcorn rating time. I'm torn. It's not a no bag, so I'm gonna go cliche, just like this movie, and just give it a brisk, solid, small bag of popcorn. It was fun for what it was. I enjoyed some aspects of it. I don't like where the franchise is going. Scream 8 is already confirmed, and Nev Campbell's spearheading it. So yeah, small bag for me. I think I said everything I wanted to say. Not a fan. Eric, what's your popcorn rating for Scream 7?
Oh, I agree with you. And that rating for the films is pretty close to what I would do as well. Scream 1, I might put Scream 2 up there. So like Scream 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7.
You think 3 is the second worst?
You know what? I might need to rewatch it because I think I've only seen it once, maybe twice.
It's not that bad.
So maybe I need to rewatch it. I have not done the rewatch like you have. I'm just going based off of memory, so it's very loose. I do remember enjoying 4 a lot more than I think 4 was filmed in Michigan too. So
It was filmed in Ann Arbor. I was there for it.
So another bias there too. But yeah, I mean, it's a Scream movie. I'm still gonna watch it, but yeah, I was not a fan of the killers. I was not a fan of really the motive and how they just like tropes are one thing. The cliches are just so they're repeated. I mean, guess that's what a cliche is, but it's to the point where it's like almost to the point of like ripping off other movies at this point. It doesn't seem like they used to be Scream, that is the kind of first to it, where all the other movies like I Know You Did Last Summer or like Urban Legends or even Scary Movie were playing off of its success. right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was the leader. Now it feels like it's playing catch up. Now it feels like it's not. It's only invited to the party just because they're the old people, but they're still trying to do the same song and dance. And it's like, dude, like get over it, man. Like, get something new here. You're playing the one hit wonder again, and it's like you gotta try to do something. You gotta either do something new, or you gotta play big into the old here too. But like, I wasn't a fan. I'm still gonna watch 8.
Yes, you are. I mean, Nev Campbell came up with the story. The studio said, we're going with your story. What has to happen, and nobody else is saying it yet online that I've seen. So I'm saying it here first, I hope, right? What needs to happen is Nev Campbell needs to die in the beginning. She needs to be the new Drew Barrymore. So
Okay.
So the franchise can move on. And they were starting to slowly move on with Jenna Ortega and company. But after the Palestine issue, I mean, Nev, you got what you wanted. You got your millions of dollars. You got producer credit. You brought the director back, the writer that you wanted. And this is the most profitable Scream movie of all time. So congratulations. And the movie sucks. I mean, like the movie just sucks. This is probably if it's not the worst, it's the second to worst Scream movie of all time, and it just breaks your heart. But Ghostface was great. The kills were great. It was fun to watch the stuff. The bar stuff was all fun. The kills were fun. But that's not what you come to a Scream movie for, and I guess that's the end of my review of it. Is that you go to a Nightmare movie, a Halloween movie, and a Jason movie to see the kills. You're not there for the plot. Remember, in Friday the 13th Part 8, they take a cruise ship from New Jersey to Manhattan. Remember that?
Yeah, that's common. Okay,
You know what I mean?
I'll say it's pretty ridiculous. I'll say this other point here too. That I think a big reason why we liked Final Destination Bloodlines so much is it because it did pay respect to what Final Destination was, right? It still did what it's known for doing. It still played by the rules that the franchise has always played by, right? But it added something to it. It added a new element to the game that was like, oh, okay, I can get on board with this. This is something, I don't want to say entirely new, but it helps. It keeps it going. It put more gas in the tank, and I'm ready. Let's do that.
Yeah, Final Destination Bloodlines felt fresh.
Yeah. And whereas this movie, again, it just didn't bring that same element to it. It felt like
Your dad's
rushed.
Scream.
Yeah. It felt like Kevin Williamson was just like, all right, all right, Gil, we got it again. Come on, we can do it.
Well, Kevin Williams has said in an interview that he's not coming back as a writer. He's not coming back as a director. He did this as a favor for Nev Campbell, and he's done. So we'll see what happens. Right? That's all I got to say about Scream. Well, anyway. Eric, thanks so much for joining me for this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. Check us out at Movie Guys Podcast at podbean.com or wherever you get your podcast from. We're on that platform, and we'll be back next Thursday for another awesome episode. Have a good night.
Movie guys, hit play, let it run. Eric Jordan, 2 takes, 1 fun, new flick, old flick, same mic, same vibe. If it's on that screen, they gon' go deep dive. Movie guys, say the word, we ride. From the big release to the late night guy, you cue it up, they keep it love. Movie guys, movie guys.
I love my hip hop song.
Yeah. Oh,
and
man.
I understand that you want to jingle.
Well, sure. I wanted to ask just to get a few more. So you got a Movie Guys rap, which is great.
Right.
I asked for Movie Guys jingle, which they gave a very commercial jingle. I wanted to ask if you could just do one for like every genre, man. Get like a movie guy's funk intro, movie guy's rock, metal. What does
So I was
what
thinking about
does a
that.
death metal intro sound like?
So I was thinking about having a different intro for the retrospective series.
Uh huh.
So
Uh
like
huh.
so like create an intro for Sci-Fi Lo-Fi, and then whatever the retrospective series is for next year, create an intro for that. So every time somebody clicks on that episode, that's the Sci-Fi Lo-Fi, theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
what what app are you using for this?
Everything. I'm just going to Google and I'm just like free download MP3 AI rap commercial, and this gives me thousands of BS websites. And they all want you to sign up for it, and like you always get like one download for free, and then you have to pay for it after that. So I'm just going on these random websites, and then they're all the same. It's give me a brief description of what it's supposed to be about. Eric, Jordan, Movie Guys Podcast, every Thursday, small, medium, large popcorn, new movie of the week. And then it says, in what style? So I can do whatever, like 90s TV commercials or modern hip hop or whatever the hell you want to do. And then it takes about 3 to 4 minutes to generate, and it gives you 3 songs for free to choose from. And then the other ones you have to pay for, which sounds so much better. You have to pay for those. So I just download the free ones.
Oh man, I that's a good way to kill a couple hours of my day right there. Is just getting different
It's fun.
genres. And I mean, here's the thing: is that I would do genres, right? And
Right.
then I get crazy and I'd start exploring a little bit more, seeing can we do like a movie guy's intro as if done by T Pain.
Yes, you can do that.